Hello, my name is Brittany Keese, and today I'm going to be talking about e-textbooks and a quantitative study that I would really like to see conducted upon those. A technology often used in my field of education is access to online textbooks, or otherwise known as e-textbooks. Rather than carrying around a large textbook and transporting it from class to class or home and back again, students are able to access this book online from a Chromebook or any other digital device with Wi-Fi access. In addition, students have access to a library of educational videos, online tutors, extra practice pages, and studying materials. I use e-textbooks in my day-to-day classroom for intro to lessons and for an online tutor for those struggling students. From a school administration standpoint, purchasing e-textbooks can be more cost-effective as they're cheaper, e-textbooks are not capable of being lost, damaged, or stolen, and as standards change, regular textbooks become obsolete, costing schools thousands of dollars upon investment, sometimes at the most inopportune of times. E-textbooks are rented by subscription, so they are the most up-to-date version of their curriculum and easy to switch from one version to the next. Educational research around online textbooks would benefit my career in terms of suggestions for their use in the classroom that would be the most effective practices. Because e-textbooks are still relatively new, not all districts have them. It would be interesting to see the ways in which other educators use their e-textbooks and whether or not they use them as a standalone or as a supplement to their hardback version. A research question might ask, how do the use of e-textbooks in schools, whether implemented as a standalone or as a supplement to a hardbound textbook, influence learning outcomes on assessments in comparison to those schools or classes that only use hardbound textbooks? The answer to this question would be useful to me in helping my team and administration during the selection of new textbooks and courses of action that we might take in terms of purchasing. In this quasi-experimental study, a single school would be used as a population in which to conduct. A single grade level and subject would be used as the population formed out of convenience from predetermined classes, classifying it as an ANOVA measurement because two or more conditions would be used or groups. And the single grade, these three classes are taught with the same subject would be ideal, and they would consist of about 20 to 30 students per class. So the total sample size would be between 60 and 90 students. This would be the best fit for the study because of convenience, outside factors such as prior knowledge, community involvement, religious views, and other cultural factors, parent involvement, and other predispositions that would be relatively consistent from one participant to the next. This sample size could also allow for the same teacher as the instructor and the same assessment materials in their entirety rather than a parallel form of the test, allowing for a more accurate measurement. An achievement assessment would be administered to all conditions within the study sample. The achievement assessment would be categorized as a teacher-made norm reference test in which all individual performance is compared to other participants' performance and measured by way of mean data distributions. A larger assessment could be a standardized test, such as a MAP assessment tool, in which a pre-test, mid-year test, and a post-test is administered throughout the year. Some sample assessment questions that might be asked are, what is the product of 65 and 72? Or, explain how you would find the area of a rectangle with a length of 7 centimeters and a width of 3 centimeters. Or, instead of adding 43 plus 43 plus 43, how else could you solve the problem? What would be the answer? Or, write a real-world problem in which you would need to find the product of two numbers and solve. And lastly, Jessica has saved twice as much money as Carla. Carla has saved $35. How much money has Jessica saved? So those would be some examples of some sample assessment questions that could be used on this study. Within a single school, grade level, and subject area with multiple classes, the study could be conducted with convenience. 3-class selection would be ideal, having a control group with only a textbook for supplement, and 2 test groups, one in which only an e-textbook is used and one in which a hybrid of textbook instruction and e-textbook access is available. An achievement assessment would be administered to all conditions within the study sample and measured using interval levels of scored averages. For a true measure of percentage level of achievement, I would conduct a pre-test post-test of a unit, issuing the same test to all conditions, and compare the percentage of increase from pre-test to post-test in order to gauge effectiveness. Inter-rater reliability would be used with all the conditions being administered the same assessment and the rater based on individual answers. The results of the test are related to the underlying set of variables within the condition. Content validity would be used with the assessment being reviewed by teachers of the math department. Data would be collected twice within a single unit, spanning no more than 2 weeks at a time. The same study can be conducted multiple times on varying units throughout a single year to get a larger sense of effectiveness over time. Assessment would be manually graded. A simple Excel sheet, formula sheet with students' names, pre-test percentages, post-test percentages, percentage of increase from pre-test to post-test, and an average increase of percentage for each condition would show effectiveness for each condition. Data of the distribution of scores will be compared by calculating the mean of each condition. Thank you for your time. I really hope that this sounds like an interesting study to be conducted, because I think it would really benefit the educational community.